My name is Ian Freed, and in the wrestling ring, my name is Orion Dove. I am a communications professional, formerly with Vice Media. Used to be communications director for Vice, and I am also a professional wrestler. Some of my coworkers at Vice kind of just discovered that I had this hobby of professional wrestling on the side, and Vice is really the kind of place where it's very DIY. If you have a cool idea for something, they're just going to throw you in front of a camera and record it. And I think the company from its inception has always found that that's kind of the style of content that its viewers really enjoy. So about 2 years ago, they kind of discovered that I was wrestling, and they put me in front of a camera to do a little mini documentary about me and my wrestling career. And from there, um, they kind of discovered that wrestling content does well. There are a lot of wrestling fans out there that want to see this sort of content. So they kept asking me for different ideas on different wrestling videos that they could do. There's this guy that I had known about. I'd actually never met him at the time, but he wrestles under the name Casanova Valentine. I knew that he was doing something really, really innovative in the wrestling world, which is these no ring death matches. So he was going into bars in Brooklyn. Normally, you have a wrestling ring in which the wrestlers compete. He was doing it with no ring, literally just having a fight in the middle of a bar using all of these crazy weapons. And the thing that was really interesting about it is because you see kind of deathmatch wrestling all over the world, but the thing that was really interesting about it is that he's very, very adamant that he's not doing it as a form of mutilation or anything like that. He does it because he honestly believes that it's an art form, and he's creating these kind of these matches purposefully to evoke a desired emotion from the audience. So he views it very much as performance art. Casanova and I really did have this immediate, incredible chemistry. And like I said, we had never met each other before shooting this documentary. But to be honest, I knew who he was and he knew who I was just from kind of being around the wrestling scene in New York. So it's not like we were friends immediately, but we definitely had kind of a mutual understanding of who each other was and where each other was coming from.
I need to get a staple gun. That's over here. Well, this one's fucking huge.
Oh, man.
See, this one's bigger and it has bigger staples, but this one's only $11.
And it comes with staples.
And I'm all about value. Casanova is all about value shopping for his deathmatch supplies.
You're cutting coupons before you came here.
I think we're gonna go with this one. Ooh, easy. My asshole gets so tight trying to get these to tender trap because I'm so almost like, please.
Should we get a couple extra, just in case?
No, we'll make it happen.
Do you know what he's gonna do with this stuff?
Have I told you what I do with these? I wrestle. I'm gonna hit a guy with this.
How do you feel about that?
Got everything we needed. We're all set to go. We've got a bunch of thumbtacks and some other miscellaneous shit. That, and let's go get some doors.
And I think that that kind of kinship, that mutual understanding for each other's perspective, allowed us, allowed that dynamic to kind of flourish, especially on camera. Because what you're watching literally is like the opening kind of scene where we meet each other in the documentary is literally when I first actually met him. And you're literally watching the first few hours of our relationship unfold on camera. And we um, we have since, because I think because of this mutual respect and understanding and agreement on wrestling, our friendship has continued to unfold, and we are good friends today. I think nowadays and this is getting a little bit philosophical, and I apologize for that. But nowadays, I think a lot of the younger wrestlers are people that grew up as fans of wrestling rather than the people that just did it out of necessity. So the people that grew up fans of wrestling are the kinds of people that are looking to put on the best match possible so that they can be as good as their heroes growing up. So I think a lot more people today put effort in and think of it artistically, like what can I do at this point in the match that structures it so that it evokes the biggest possible reaction and emotional response from the audience. And because we're now in a generation where the young up and coming wrestlers are fans of wrestling that want to put out the best match possible, I think because of that, more and more people view it artistically. But certainly a few years back, it was a lot of people that just kind of did it to do it to make money. But now, especially in the last like 2 or 3 years, you really have this influx of insanely talented young people that are viewing it very artistically. And the thing you'll hear a lot is like, the canvas of the wrestling ring is my canvas. You know, this is where I put my art. It's like a painter may paint on canvas. My wrestling is my art on this canvas.
Fly swatter?
Fly swatter, standard.
I think they want maybe a higher level of violence tonight.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I bought a length of chain last time. Oh, here it is. There we go. There we go. I'm gonna try to make the garter weasel my thing. Can you hold this, Pyrie?
I would be happy to.
Oh, yeah. You know? It looks like a medieval torture device.